The prophet Isaiah tells us, Shuva Yisrael ad Hashem Elokecha. Return Yisrael to Hashem, your Father. Hashem signifies Midas Harachamim, mercy. Elokecha signifies Midas Hadin, judgment. Rashi, in the name of the holy sage Rameir, explains, Isaiah is telling us, return before mercy turns into judgment. This is the essence of Aseret Yimei Shuva. On Rosh Hashanah, God leaves the throne of judgment and sits on the throne of mercy. Isaiah is begging us, seize the moment. Return while God is still on the throne of mercy before He returns to the throne of judgment. Mercy. Like a father to a son, God's our Father. Return to God while He's still here like a father before He returns to judgment like a king. Avinu Malkeinu. First He's our Father and then He's our King. Im kivonim, im ka'avodim. First, if like children, first He's a father to us. And then im ka'avodim, if like servants, then He's a king to us. Isaiah is begging us, return to Hashem while He's with you like a father, while He's sitting on the throne of mercy. When the Rambam brings the words of our sages that explain why we don't say Hallel on Rosh Hashanah, because Hallel is for a time of joy, and these are not days of extra joy. Rather, these are days of awe, days of trembling, days of prayer. The Rambam adds in an interesting term. We flee and we find refuge in Him. My Rabbi Weiss asks, it says we flee, but we find refuge in Him. When you flee from someone, you don't flee to Him, you flee away from Him. So what does it mean? We flee from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but we find refuge in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. My Rabbi Weiss answers, and that's the essence of these days. Yes, we flee from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're frightened. We're in awe. We flee from the king part of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, we're afraid, but we flee to Him. We find refuge in Him as our Father, as our merciful Father. So we flee from the awe of the King, but we run into His hands in that warm embrace in these days of Aseret Yimei Shuva of our merciful Father. And that's what the Navi Isaiah is begging us. Shuva Yisrael, return to your loving Father, who's embracing you now as a father before Elokecha, before it turns back into Din, before it turns back into the King. Rather run in to that warm embrace of a loving Father. My blessing to you all is that we should use these Aseret Yimei Shuva, these awesome, powerful days, to run into that warm embrace of Hashem. And with that, we should have an amazing year and a great Shabbos.